everyone. We are the Matriarchs of Fandom. I am here today with Lady Gray and Miss Liz. Today is October 17th, 2024, and we're going to do a short show today on who did it better. What we're going to be talking about is I'm just going to list and name and show some pictures of a couple of characters in the fandom, and I would just like for the ladies and the beautiful viewers that's watching us tonight to maybe list on who they think is the better person who played this particular character. um First person that is on my list is the Flash.
Hmm.
Now, there's been different versions of the Flash. Looks like there was one in 1990, a Flash from which was the 1990 version. I have a picture of it right there. Was a TV Flash, 2014 and 2017 Flash. Um, I grew up watching the 80s, the 1990 version Flash, so that's kind of my favorite one. And also, we have a picture of one of the cartoon Flash. Um, the TV Flash, which I didn't write his name down, I enjoy when the series first started, but over time, I kind of fell off a little bit of that Flash. And of course, the recent Flash, I enjoyed. Sadly, his character of showing on the Flash has been cut short, but I think all of them did a decent part for their time playing the Flash. Miss Liz, can you tell us of the three live versions of the Flash, which one you like better?
Well, I do remember the TV Flash. I think that's the one I actually met in person. Uh, Now newer Flashes. I think I've seen the two movie Flashes, the recent movie Flashes, and I really didn't pay any attention to the. They had couple of seasons of another TV Flash. I saw the first season. I did not see the rest because I got bored. uh, but I think really kind of like the movie one.
Okay,
The one with the one that
Isra.
yeah. I don't know his name. I
Yeah.
just remember him from the movies. That
Okay.
one, the one on the end.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, him I remember. I remember him well. But
Yes.
the other two, I really don't remember them very well. Flash is now the comic book Flash.
We're not
I
talking about the comic book Flash. That's the ones I'm showing, Miss Liz. We're doing
okay,
a short show tonight, baby.
okay, then that's it. Uh,
Okay. All right. Miss Gray.
I think I prefer the newest TV one. If I had to pick, and his name escapes me, but
Oh, me too.
yeah, but the one in the recent movies, Ezra Miller, I think his name is. He
Mhm.
did a good job. It hard to get past some of his antics off screen. But strictly speaking, I liked both versions of them in their own way. I kind of like the TV one just a little bit better, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Patricia, Katala, have you seen any of the flashes or you have an opinion? And we can't hear you, hon.
I saw The Flash on TV about 10 years ago, so I don't really watch DC or Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. No worries. Okay. All right. Next one is a movie. One movie of it came out in 2000. The other one came out in 2011, and it is the X-Men cast. This one, I just put the whole cast up there. One is from oh, there it is right there. The split, of course, Wolverine is there in the middle, and on one side, the left side or my right side, it's the newer cast, and on the other side, it's the older cast. I've always been a fan of the older X Men movies. I enjoy them. I like the characters. The new ones aren't well, the newer movies of those aren't bad, but for me, I love Patrick Stewart, you know, and I just prefer the older cast. Let's see, Miss Gray, which side do you like?
I like the older ones as well. The newer ones I kind of lost interest in a little bit. Um, Now a version of the X Men, and he wasn't in your picture, but we're talking X Men.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
is Gambit the new Channing Tatum's version of Gambit? I actually really loved his portrayal of Gambit, so that's a newer version I like.
Okay,
But overall, I like the older ones better. They hold my interest more.
okay, okay. Patricia, have you seen either the old or the new X-Men movies? And we still can't hear you.
I've seen the older ones with my daughter, so they're good. I haven't seen any of the newer things yet.
Okay, okay. The movies are not too bad. Give it a try if you have time. And let's see, Miss Liz. I know if you've seen them. You've seen them all, Miss Liz.
And I'm going with everybody else. I like the older ones the best.
Okay.
The newer ones
Any
are okay, but I prefer the Patrick Stewart guys and all them the best.
any reason why?
I think it's just the actors that are in it. Yeah, mainly because I love Patrick Stewart and I love the guy that plays the Wolverine and all the other guy, the rest of the cast. I think it's the actors mainly. I think that's the reason I like the older cast.
Totally agree. And I think it sounds like all of us pretty much is in agreement of that. So got you, Miss Liz. All right. Next one that I have on my lovely short list is the Fantastic Four. Looks like apparently my husband says there was a TV movie that came out in the 1980s. Then we have the 2005 version, and then again 2015. Here's our picture. I actually prefer the middle picture of them. I think they were the correct age for what I think of when I want to see the Fantastic Four. The younger people to, I guess, my right, y'all left, is just too young for me. And even though the movie was so and so, and there are some good characters, some good actors in it, I still prefer the middle version better. Um, Catalia, did you know anything about the Fantastic Four? Either the TV, the 2005, or 2015?
I've seen the older movie, so that was pretty good.
Okay, okay, okay. And Miss Liz?
Uh, Let me see. The Fantastic Four. Uh, there's only one version that I really liked, and that was the one with the guy that played Captain America later on, who played the Stretch guy.
Yeah,
And
the
yeah,
middle
that's
picture.
the one I like.
Yeah, the 2005 version.
Yeah, that's the one of all of them. That's the one I like. I've seen all three, but that's the one I like.
See, and I knew you've seen all three. I have no memory of the TV version one from the 90s. I've from the 80s. I have no memory of that show. I'm sure I've seen it, but Miss Liz, we know you've seen them all, so you the girl. And Lady Gray.
I guess I'm going to make it unanimous. Actually, the only one I've ever seen that I recall is the middle one. Um, like you said, the one in the 80s, I'm sure I saw it. I would have been actively watching TV in the 80s, so, but I
Mhm.
have no memory of it. And then the most recent one, I don't know why I haven't seen it other than I just heard it wasn't really good, so I haven't. So
Okay.
I saw the middle one and I liked it, so we'll go with that one.
Yeah, and I think the middle one, I think they did two movies. Is that correct, Miss Liz? Two movies? Gotcha. All right. Next movie on my lovely list is the Willy Wonkas. Now, those little Uchabuchas, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing them right. They're always scary to me. So I've seen the movies. There we go. And I really wouldn't watch it again. But the 1971 is Gene Wilder, 2005 Johnny Depp, and the one that came out last year, Timothy Chamberlain. I thought all three, characters were, decent for the movie. Not a fan, but I know a lot of people liked Gene Wilder and thought Johnny Depp version was a little weird. I'm gonna go to Patricia Catalia, Willy Wonka, or Charlie Wonka, or just Wonka.
I like the original Willy Wonka best. And the Oompa Loompas are funny.
Oh, yeah, scary. Lady Gray.
I'm the original, definitely. Johnny Depp's version was really weird, and I never saw the last one because it just didn't interest me that much. I think the Johnny Depp version was just so bad to me. I didn't even want to see the latest one because I was like, well, are they doubling down and oh, you think that's bad? Wait till you see this. So I
Yeah.
liked the first one. So yeah, the first one.
And then we have someone that's watching the show. I believe that's Taco Cat. He said the 2000, the 1971, and the 2005 is his favorite one. I think he's talking about the other show that we was watching. I think that one's a little late. Hi Dexter. Hi Carl. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate y'all. Next movie I have on my list is The Karate Kid. The original one with Ralph was done in 1986. Then Jordan's Smith in 2010. I got a picture up there now. Um, I like the original, Karate Kid. The second one is actually my favorite of those set of movies. The 2010 one was decent, pretty good, but Ralph and Mr. Miyagi is just a classic one. Miss Liz, The Karate Kid. Have you seen either one of these two movies? I know you have, so just go ahead and
I've
tell us.
seen them all, and I will go with the original three. And personally, of the three of the originals, number one was my favorite, and then I liked when they went back to Japan,
Yeah.
Okinawa with Mr. Miyagi and whatnot. That one I like a lot too.
Okay.
And I've only seen the Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan one, I think twice, and that's it. I Now the other ones I've seen a couple of times.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's what 86, so at least when it comes to that first one, so understandable, but yeah, the classic. Lady Gray.
Definitely the classic. I actually saw it, and I'm telling my age here. I saw it in the movies when it originally came out in the theaters, and I remember there at the end when he wins, everybody in the theater was standing up and cheering and everything. Which, if you think logically, is kind of funny because nobody can see you standing up and cheering that cares, but we all did anyway.
Yeah,
Uh, the Jaden Smith one wasn't bad. I mean, it had Jackie Chan in it, so uh, it can only be so bad. But I don't think of it as a Karate Kid movie. I just think of it as a kid who did kung fu in a movie that happened to have a title of Karate Kid.
yeah.
I don't know.
And that Peter Cetera song from that second movie. I mean, I'm a big Peter Cetera fan. You know, I love Chicago, and it's on my playlist right now. So it's just really really good. Okay, this is the next one is a TV character, and a movie character, and it's Wonder Woman. I love Linda Carter. She's beautiful, still beautiful. But I have to admit, Gail, I really like Gail. When she originally got the part, I didn't think she could do it. I thought she was too small, but I enjoyed her. I would have to say she. No, I think Linda Carter is probably my better one, but Gail is right up in there. We have other two versions of Wonder Woman up here. I think one was to the, I guess the left, was a pilot for Linda character Wonder Woman, and the other one, I don't remember the whole story behind her, but she maybe was an episode or so, or two, if I recall. Katalia, do you like Wonder Woman? And if you do, which one?
So the original classic was good, and the movies were great too.
Okay, okay. Miss Liz, I know you got an opinion.
I love Linda Carter. I've met Linda Carter a couple of times. Uh, I That's the one I kind of grew up watching. So that's the one I really, when I think about it, that's who I think of. Uh, the new Wonder Woman, I love the first movie. I did not like the second movie. And the other two, I don't even think they made it past the pilot.
Yeah, yeah. Marky Mark actually said that. So you're definitely right about the other two Wonder Woman. So who knows what we would have saw, but Gail and Linda, I think they just did a great, great job. Miss Gray, which one's your favorite?
I mean, I had a picture of Linda Carter, her version of Wonder Woman, on my door when I was a kid, and she was my favorite hero. So I've got to go Linda Carter, but I will agree with you that Gal Gadot, just, if anybody was going to take up that role, now that Linda Carter isn't, is too old to play it, Gal Gadot does an amazing job and has really taken and made it kind of her own. So she's a close second to me. She really is.
I agree. I agree. And I also agree with Miss Liz that second Wonder Woman movie. Yeah. Let's see. Spider Man. We have Toby, we have Andrew, and we have Tom. I'm not a big, big Spider Man fan. So for me to say which one I like better, I can't really say, but I enjoyed, all the movies. I've watched them, and if they were on, maybe I'll turn to it just because, Spider-Man for me, the character is just, young, high schooly. Even though I did like Tom in the Avenger movies. So, Catalia, Spider Man.
I guess the kid that's in the first frame. I've seen some of those movies, and they were okay.
Okay, okay. Marky Mark says he's like Toby. Miss Liz.
I would totally agree. I like Toby best. I did like the young man who was in the, with the Avengers and whatnot.
Hmm.
I think he did a really good job for his age. Uh, I'm not really. I can't have an opinion about the second guy because that's not he. he I just don't have any memory of him because apparently he just he didn't do anything for me, so I didn't pay any attention to him. But if I'm going to think Spider Man other than the TV series Spider Man, I'm going to go with Toby.
Okay, cool, cool. And Lady Gray.
I would have originally said Toby Maguire, but in the last few years, Tom Holland has really grown on me in that role, and I like the way he kind of plays him. I find him very believable as the the brainy, nerdy kind of guy who accidentally got bit by a spider. I find him believable, and I really like how he's played the role. And he's had more chances because he's been in the Avenger
Hmm.
movies. So yeah, he's won me over. I think he's done a good job. So I'll go with Tom Holland.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, I only have a few more tonight since it's a short show. Bond, James Bond. Now, there's been six James Bonds, and the picture that we have up, yes, is right there. They're all in suits, as I'm going to steal Miss Liz's word, hubba hubba. For
Hubba
me, for me, Roger Moore, maybe because when I was growing up, that's the James Bond that was in the movies. Roger Moore is always going to be my James Bond. I just loved him. I think the movies were, comic. I think he was really smooth. Pierce Brosnan, I think, did a pretty decent job. It would have been nice to see him do a few more movies. Daniel Craig for me, and I really think it's the movies was a little bit boring, even though I think he had the best bod. But James Bond. So I'm going to go to Catalia first. Which one do you like?
Sean Connery and Roger Moore.
Any
Classic.
particular reason why?
They're classic, and it's the accent.
You think their accent was better than the other ones?
Sean Connery for sure, yeah. The Scottish brogue that he brought in.
Okay, little suave,
Yes.
sex appeal.
Classic.
Yes, yes. Lady Gray.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sean Connery. I think it's like Katala said, it's the voice. I have heard in real life he's not actually that nice, so I don't know that but as far as playing that role, I like him in that role. I kind of like Daniel Craig in the role because he plays it differently and he kind of brings a little bit of a new aspect to it. But overall, Sean Connery is who I hear in my head when I hear somebody say Bond, James Bond.
Okay, okay. And actually, I do agree with Dexter. Pierce Brosnan is what I feel like James Bond would look like. Um, and we have Carl that says no, he wasn't. There's a lot of rumors out there sometimes when people, the
Yeah,
actor goes and says something, so you really don't know. But I kind of heard the same thing.
I
Okay.
heard he was a bit misogynistic, is what I heard.
Yes.
And you know who I'm going to pick?
Go ahead. You tell us, girl.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Why Sean Connery?
That's the one I grew up with. And
Hmm.
when I think Bond, I think of Sean Connery. And she's got it right on the head. It's the Scottish brogue, and he nailed it. And then if I'm going to go with somebody else, I'd have to go with Pierce Brosnan, and I think Daniel Craig has done a really good job too.
Okay. Okay.
But
Agreed.
but as far as I'm concerned, nobody can beat Sean Connery.
My dad would 100% agree with you, Miss Liz. Not going to go there. All right. Sherlock Holmes. I'm only going to name two. There's been over 350 different actors over the years of that has played Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I guess I'm not naming two. I guess when I was doing pictures. Um, Two of the ones that I'm more familiar with is Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict. So I like those two for just kind of different reasons. But looking at these pictures, there's people that I didn't even know played James Bond. So I think that's curious just because, it's been over 350 and this is just 12 of them. Let's see. Catalia, James Bond. I mean, not James Bond. Yeah. What am I doing? Sherlock Holmes. Woo.
Sherlock Holmes. I guess middle middle of the bottom row. I forget what his name is.
Which number? One, two, three, four, five, six.
Third one in.
One, two, three. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And Lady Grey?
I so I think RDJ played him best because Sherlock Holmes, the character himself, was a bit. He is a bit. I mean, if you ever read it, he is a bit out there, kind of crazy. So I think Robert Downey Jr. just kind of lends himself to that role. There's actually another one that's not in your pictures there, and it's from a kids movie
Okay.
called Enola Holmes.
Yes.
And um, what's his name? The one that played Superman, and his name just went right out of my head. Henry Cavill played Sherlock Holmes. And he played a
Oh.
young Sherlock Holmes, and he did a really good job.
What do you remember the name of the movie?
Enola Holmes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's a kids kind of Netflix movie, but Henry Cavill played a really good version of her older brother Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, well, considering over the 350, I know my husband have seen a younger version of, Sherlock Holmes too. So I'm sure there's a lot more,
I'm
out
sure.
there and different ones. So,
It's
okay.
just he was somebody really famous that you wouldn't think of playing that role.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Miss Liz.
I'm going to go with Robert Downey Jr. He did a fabulous job. Because there are so many people that have played Sherlock Holmes, but I'm going to go with the modern guys, and I will go with Cumberbatch and Robert Downey Jr. as far as the newer Sherlock Holmes is because we all grew up with Basil Rathbone and whatnot.
Yeah. True that. True that. Okay. Well, I have two more on my quick show tonight. Batman. We're gonna put a picture up of Batman. I grew up actually, with Michael Keaton. So, for a while, he was kind of my favorite Batman. There we go. We got some pictures of those. However, I have to say now, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. I liked him as Bruce Wayne and Batman. So, of the people picked, he is definitely my number one now. The newer Batman, didn't really care for the movie. I know my husband's probably going to kill me later on, but Ben is my Batman going forward. Catalia, do you know anything about Batman?
I've seen the third Batman from the left, the third in. I've seen that show a couple of times.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
haven't seen any of the
Okay.
newer ones.
Well, of course, you're going to like what you know. And because there's so many of them, not everybody has a chance to see all of them. I mean, the newer Batman, the older Batmans, I didn't grow up really watching them and I really don't remember them. So I'm there with you. And Lady Gray.
of the modern ones, definitely Michael Keaton, but I am an OG fan. I love Adam West. The original Batman comes on Saturday and Sunday mornings on one of the like Me TV type stations, and I a lot of times I will get up in the morning before everybody else wakes up, and I will watch Batman because the original Adam West Batman because I absolutely I grew up watching those and reruns, and just he will always be my favorite.
All right, all right. We have CEO. He likes Robert, and Carl likes the 1966 Batman, and we also have Christian Bale up there that someone likes.
Yes.
And my last character is the big S himself, Superman.
Oh my God, there's hard to choose.
I don't know if I can, Miss Liz. I'm not gonna be honest.
I like so many of the Supermans. It's
Yeah.
really, really hard to choose.
Well, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna come back to you in a minute. Then think about it. Look at the pictures. Um, for me, I've always loved, Christopher Reeves. I'm not a fan of the TV Batman that's on right now at all, but I've probably seen all of these Batmans, and I think, in their own right, all of them did, pretty decent. Of course, we're gonna have a new Batman, new Superman that's gonna come up, so we'll see how that works. Katalia, Superman, the Man of Steel.
Christopher Reeves, that's the one I've seen, so I'll stick with that one.
Awesome, awesome. Great choice. Great choice. Lady Gray?
Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill, I like both of those. Ironically, back to what I was saying, where I get up and I watch Batman on like Saturday and Sunday mornings, they have the original Superman in black and white episodes right after Batman. So I started watching those. So I kind of have developed a liking for that Batman, or not that Batman, that Superman. I think it's George Reeves. Um,
Yes.
I think it was him. I've developed a fondness for him as well. So yeah, I like them all. Some of the newer ones, and I am not as big a fan of, but
Okay. Okay. And for the final answer to the question is going to be the lovely, the outstanding Miss Liz. You got the final word on the show tonight for Superman.
Uh, I'm going to agree with Lady Gray. I grew up with George Reeves, so he was my first Batman. I mean Superman. Now you got me doing it.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a long day.
He was my first Superman, so he's always been one of my favorites. Then Christopher Reeves, and then Henry. So I'm going to go with those three.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, everyone, I do appreciate the viewers. Please like, subscribe. And I want to say thank you to Lady Gray, Katalia, Miss Liz on our subject tonight. Y'all have a great 2 weeks. Holla back at you soon. Good night.
Good night.